Hello and welcome to another episode of Worst Collection Ever here on the Sideshow Network. This is the show where we tell you about the worst comic book collection in existence, and it just happens to belong to us. I'm Jen.
And I'm Shawn.
And here we are again.
And we're here to bring you just one comic this
Just
week.
one.
We're just going to do one this
Just
week.
doing the one.
It's the holidays.
Yeah.
Things are gearing up. You know,
Sure.
So, I don't know.
For other people.
For me. Well, for me and for you. Things are busy.
I know.
We've got, just the world to deal with. So, we kind of... I have the mental capacity for one episode, one podcast, or one comic book today.
Sure. That works.
I think that's fair, right?
Sure.
That's fair. So, is there anything we need to say?
I don't think we have anything to say.
We don't have any housekeeping.
No, we didn't go buy comics anywhere, so we haven't added to our collection.
No.
There haven't been any new movies that came out, so you know what? We're just kind of
I've been laying low,
doing the holiday shit.
I've been playing lots of World WWE 2K17.
I know you really love your game.
And I've been making a lot of...
you made Eclipso?
I made Eclipso. I made Major Force.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, did you see that?
No, I don't think so.
I'll have to show you, yeah.
Okay.
Major Force, that looks really good.
Yeah.
What did I make the other day? I made, I don't know, I'm trying to think as far as comic book characters I've made. I downloaded a really good looking Deathstroke. Mm-hmm. And I also downloaded, a Thanos... Mm-hmm. And a Ronan the Accuser, and Apocalypse.
Does the Thanos have balls for chin? Like he does in the movie?
Sort of.
Okay.
And I also downloaded a Nova.
Uh-huh.
The problem is with the people that post these on the game, on the online, is that they make them super powered. Which I understand that's what they're supposed to be.
Right.
But not all of my guys I use other characters. I want there to be something, be a little bit even. Mm-hmm. And I've got one guy that's 110, and then you got guys that are 80, and I'm but that doesn't match up.
No,
it makes me. I don't know why. That's something that frustrates me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have.
You should yell at everybody.
But this is what I'm doing. I'm putting the people on notice. So, I've been also making a lot of G.I. Joes.
Uh-huh.
I've been thinking that's been really neat because you can actually make some really cool looking G.I. Joe facsimiles, which is awesome because back in the day, when I was a kid, I would have G.I. Joes. I would make them wrestle each other. That was their thing.
I feel like you buy this game, the WWE game, every year, and then you spend the majority of your time just making dudes.
Yeah. That's what you're supposed to do. You got 100 slots.
I've never seen you do the story mode.
Because the story mode sucks.
Isn't that the entire point of the game?
Because it's boring. Because you play it and then it's I create what I do is I create all these guys and I do a universe mode where you just go from show to show, on a loop, and just have a card and it just randomly picks cards for you, and it'll. It's just however they do that is stupid, but because because they do it, they'll do 3-way matches with people that doesn't even make sense. Mm-hmm. It's just I don't know. I don't
know. I just find it funny that every single year you're just I got to get this game, and then you dedicate a majority of your time just making dudes.
Why not? It's creative. It helps me,
fine.
Focus.
It's good. It's just I don't know if that is the way I would play the WWE game. I'd probably do story mode.
Well, it's apparently the story mode is good because Paul Heyman had a hand in it. Paul Heyman, who used to run ECW, maybe not this year he did, but apparently it's okay. It's one of those things where it's you can choose to be a Paul Heyman guy, or you can mess with Brock Lesnar and whatever, and it's But I don't like using the same. I don't know. I got to figure out the more intricacies of it.
You like to be able to switch guys.
Yeah. So I guess if you want, you make sure you follow me on Twitter at Angry Hero Shawn, SHAWN. You can see if I'm going to stream or sometimes like that. I'm going to try to figure out how to do that more efficiently.
Yeah.
Like stream my playing and stuff like that. So that's what I do.
Oh, man.
Anyways, figured I'd talk about that.
That's very exciting.
Yeah. All right. Well, our book for this week is actually something that was mailed to us.
Yes.
It was given to us by our very faithful podcast listener, Nick Jones.
Now let me get his exact handle.
Yeah, I find his exact handle. But Nick has been a longtime supporter of our program, and he's always very very much interacting with us on the Twitters. Yeah, and he was like, I have some really terrible garbage, and I figured you might want it, and so he was very nice enough to send me. So he sent us.
All right. Let's hopefully I can say this correctly. Laniet 360.
Laniet.
LANEIT 360.
Laniet?
Laniet?
That's what I would say.
Sure.
Laniet.
Laniet 360.
LANEIT 360 on Twitter. That's
I like Laniet.
Like maybe you probably are saying it right.
No, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's Lane It.
Yeah.
But yes, that. So thank you, Nick. Thank you for sending us this book because, man, is this a book?
Yeah, is this something actually I would not have bought on my own?
No.
Because because it's stupid as shit.
It's really dumb.
And yeah, and he also sent us like the O.J. Simpson thing because I posted it on Instagram and I was like, because I found it when we were at the Bug recently, comic book recently.
I stopped you for buying it.
Yeah, and he was like, I have it. I'll just send it to you. And I also have the Nancy Kerrigan, Tanya Harding one. I'm like, all right. So maybe I'll read that one day.
Yeah. Well, because Shawn was like, I'm going to buy this. I'm like, no, you're not.
It's pretty rancid.
I would have to say that
I haven't read it yet, but just
I've ever vetoed a comic book purchase before.
I know. Usually, you're pretty liberal with that.
That one, I was just like, nope. But now we have it. It's from He Said, She Said Publishing, which really should just be He Said, She Didn't Say Shit Because She's Dead Publishing.
Yeah. He sent us that, and then he sent me Captain America from the 90s, where Cap gets hooked on drugs.
Oh, sweet.
They think he's hooked on drugs because he's kind of like.
Mean,
I'll be honest.
Cap exists because of drugs.
He does, yes. But Cap is kind of like actually Cap on Red K. That's kind of because we were just watching Supergirl, the episode where she's on Red K, and it just reminds me. It's like, yeah, he's kind of like a dick because he's kind of like, fuck this, fuck drug, like he goes and starts beating up people even more brutally, and he's just and Diamondback, who he's shacking up with at the time is kind of like,
what the hell, man?
What the hell, dude?
Yeah,
and he's like, you stupid, he's being shitty.
Yeah,
because then somebody's like, do you think he's on drugs? Because I think something happened where he got near a Coke. Near some Coke or something.
Near a Coke?
Near a Coke.
It's just like a pile. It says like a Coke above it.
Yeah. So, but this one Nick sent us is a gem. It is NFL SuperPro #1 from October 1991, I believe.
SuperPro.
91. Yeah.
This was a thing that existed.
So this basically, I am 100% convinced that this was basically, and it had to have been because there's no way the NFL is just going to be like, yeah, go ahead and do this without.
Oh no, they had
whatever.
Input.
This was something that was figured out in advance. They wrote it. They were like, and it only went for 12 issues, so it's probably like a contract with Marvel where they're like, you have to produce 12 issues of this book.
Did they do just the NFL, or was it like NBA? And like, did they try to do it with other?
Oh, and I haven't seen. Not to my knowledge, I haven't. I mean, not to say that there aren't villains and heroes that are based off of
what would you call
heroes.
So like if it was an NHL one, would it be like a Super Hoop?
What?
Like, no, I'm sorry.
NBA. Wait.
No, NBA. I'm sorry. If it was an NBA one, would it be called Super Hoop?
Super Slam. Come
Super
on and jam.
Slam?
Come on and jam. Yeah.
Yeah. And so like an NHL one would
be
Super Shot.
Super Shot made more sense. I would probably go Super Puck.
Super Puck.
And I would have it star Puck from Alpha Flight. And he would be thrown by this NHL guy.
I like Super Shot.
And then I would do NHL or for baseball I would do Super Bat, And
there's Superbad is just Superman and Batman fucking.
But then what happens is like it's this guy coming in. It's like, I'm here to save the day, and he walks in on Batman and Superman making out. Which, by the way, I saw on your Tumblr.
I would totally read that book.
Yeah, how have you not written that book yet? How is that not shown? How is that not how is that not a series of books that written by you about superheroes fucking in erotic bookstores?
Right? Shouldn't there be? There really should be.
I feel like there should be.
There really should be.
But no, I saw that on your Tumblr. You had a picture of Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill holding up a picture of Batman and Superman kissing.
Yeah, I'm sure that's Photoshopped.
Do you think it's Photoshopped?
I don't think it's real, but I love it. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking.
I feel like they would be. That would be.
No, you know what? They'd probably go for it, but I'm sure DC would like shit themselves. Like Warner Brothers would be like, no, and Zack Snyder would be like, no homo, and like jump in front of the camera to try to protect the image of these two meaty superheroes who just can't get too far away from each other.
Yeah. So but that's what the super bat would be. Yeah, that's what that would be.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, we would even do. We could even do a bowling one called Super Bowl. and in parentheses, not to be confused with Super Bowl.
Just Super Strike.
Super Strike. Actually, Super Strike I kind of like.
Super Strike.
I kind of like the way that sounds. Super Strike, and he has a ball. And
we're going to take this to Marvel. We're going to pitch this, and we'll be like, we're going to get with all these leagues, and we're going to do tie-in comics.
Guys, I've got
we got it.
Quidditch on board.
Super Snitch. No, that's not a good one. I'm trying to think of what you would call.
I'm trying to think of other obscure sports that might be that we can go to that would be on board with us without even.
Well, people play Quidditch in real life, right?
I know, that's why I brought it up.
Yeah, because Emerson, our former
our graduate alma mater.
Our alma mater has a fucking Quidditch team, which I do believe was the reigning champion for a year.
Because it was the only one. It was probably the only one.
I think there was another one at some other art school.
Whatever.
That they used to play.
Guys. You crazy guys.
What about, like, Frisbee golf?
Oh, yeah. Super Frolf?
Super Frolf?
Could we get the official Frolf stamp of approval to create a comic?
Hacky sack.
Bocce ball. Super Bocce Man.
Oh, that's just like old Italian dudes.
Yeah. Marvel's got a bunch of those hanging around.
You know what? It's just gonna be my uncle on the cover.
Yeah, it's just an old man sitting around,
just sitting drinking espresso.
It's just an old man at a VFW or like a nice.
Not even. No, they just sit outside of coffee shops.
It's just an old man drinking an espresso. Yeah,
outside of a fucking coffee shop, and he's been there for 6 hours. And got there at 4:30 in the morning.
And inside every panel is just him putting it up, putting it down, putting it up, putting it down.
No, it's he never finishes it because he keeps talking and he never shuts up.
Oh man! Talk about he said she said.
But at the end of the day, it's just like you could like scoop it out with a spoon because it's been there for so fucking long.
Scoop a bowl of espresso.
Mm-hmm. That's what's good. That comic is gonna just like set the world on fire with how great it is.
Just put that places. Let's put that in the North End.
Who doesn't want to read about old Italian men?
Wouldn't that be great if, like, in the town, in that movie, in the town, if, like, you know,
well, that's why
Pete Postlethwaite's like, hey, where's my new issue of Super
it's Bocce Ball.
Super Bocce Ball Man. Super Bocce Man. It's like he has to give it to Ben Affleck has to steal that in the nun's mask. The town would have been much better if at the end of the movie when John Hamm gets a little note on his windshield, it's a copy of Super Bocce Man. He's like, fuck. Sorry, spoiler alert.
Yeah, in case you haven't seen The Town that came out 6 years ago.
The Town's a good movie.
Town's a great movie.
I love The Town.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so NFL SuperPro. He went from sacking quarterbacks to tackling crime. Sure he did.
That's what he did.
Marvel's newest superhero sensation.
Dressed like a football player.
And basically he's dressed like a football player.
But it's like a fancy football player.
Yeah, he basically... No, I'm not going to lie. I like this outfit.
No, it's cool.
I like it. Yeah. It actually looks... For an NFL-sponsored superhero, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, especially, well, you know what? He's lucky because this came out in 1991. If he had waited a couple more years, this would be covered in belts.
Yeah, there's only one belt on here that he's wearing.
Right.
And there could be pouches on it.
And there probably would have been spikes.
Yeah, no, he could have.
So he kind of lucked out because this is actually a really nice football uniform. I'm like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, you could look it up.
Yeah.
But so basically the way this works is that this is actually not the first appearance of him. There was a SuperPro special that came out to introduce him and stuff like that. And then they were like, all right, now it's time for the series. Get ready for the series. Which there are other issues of this, which I did look up. There's one of which that he does interact with, like, basketball, where it's like Super Bowl, Super Pro takes it to the hoop and he's like slam dunking.
He meets Super Dunk.
Super Dunk. Okay.
Does he break his leg like what's his name did in that one game? You know what I'm talking about. You've seen it.
Oh, Joe Theismann?
Yeah.
Well, actually, here, look. He's pretty much Joe Theismann.
Okay.
Except less shitty.
Did he break his leg in a horrific way that everybody got to watch?
Well,
on
apparently
TV?
he's the way the story goes is that his origin occurred because he was a football player
who got injured
because he was saving a child from falling and he fucked up his knee.
Like on the field?
I don't know. I'd have to read the Super Pro special, which I don't want to. But he saved the child from fall. I don't know if it was just like kind of like a Bills game where like people fall off of shit.
Oh shit! Did you see that? There was a Chiefs fan avalanche the other day.
I saw that. It must be my brother. My brother must be really upset.
Yeah,
my brother is like for some reason a huge Chiefs fan.
Yeah, that's really weird because you guys never lived in Kansas City.
No, because I told you the story why. Because the one year my parents got us all
that's right.
parkas.
Yes.
Or football jerseys. We were like, hey, we want to wear football jerseys. And Brian got a Derek Thomas football jersey, which Derek Thomas was the star defensive end for the Kansas City Chiefs at the time. And so he just really liked the Chiefs.
Yeah.
He's always on social media. I was like on Facebook. He's like, hey guys, the Bills might suck, but the Chiefs are a team too, and fuck you, Like that's his thing. That's his thing.
Good for him. I'm glad.
That's his jam. And so anyways, he what was I talking about?
Oh, so he got injured. He was saving a kid.
He was saving a kid and he got injured, and then he became a reporter.
Right.
Like a commentator, a reporter, and he became a reporter for whatever Sports Inside or whatever it is.
It's ESPN.
Yes, basically it's
fucking ESPN.
And he goes, and then so what happens is, and I was explaining to you this morning, but basically, so he goes to interview a guy who's really like a football fan, but he's also like a inventor.
Sure.
He's like the Doc Brown of NFL fans. And
did he look like Doc Brown? Because that would have been great.
You know what? I don't know what he looked like. I kind of wish I had. I kind of wish. See, now I need a Super Pro special.
I'm sure he didn't look like Doc Brown. I'm sure he just looked like a nerd.
I'm sure he just looked like a guy. He just looked like our friend Blair.
Yeah, probably. Blair should have been every scientist who gets killed in every horror movie.
We have a friend named Blair,
yep.
And every time we used to do sketch with Jen, and every time I would see him, I'd be like, he looks like the guy who looks. He looks just like a scientist.
He does. He looks exactly like a scientist. He is like
a stock scientist. When the villains come in, it's like, get the fuck down, and he's like, but the formula dead.
Yeah,
that's Blair. Blair would play that role.
I know, and he would be awesome at it.
You'd be like, holy shit, it's that guy.
And you know what? He would have the best, like the most. Like all of his credits on IMDb would just be like scientist, but he'd have such a storied career of playing that scientist.
It's like lead scientist.
That would be
scientist
amazing.
One. Scientist with glasses, scientist with one arm, scientist, space scientist,
sure, archaeologist,
barista scientist,
coffee scientist,
coffee scientist.
Is that like when Subway calls their
elder scientist, young scientist?
Is that like when Subway calls the people who work for them sandwich artists?
Sandwich scientist. Yeah, no, he'd be all those. But anyway, this guy. So basically what happens is like these guys, so as he's interviewing this guy, the guy tells him like, hey, look at this Super suit. This is fucking awesome. It costs like $1 million to make, and I wanted to like all the NFL players to wear it, but but it's really expensive, and I also have all this other like sports memorabilia. And then at that time, some people break in and steal a bunch of shit, or they steal. But instead of stealing the memorabilia, they just come in just to burn the memorabilia. So it just happens that they're burning SuperPro and the scientist in this place, and the reasoning is that he gets superpowers. SuperPro does, because of the chemicals that are being used to, I don't know, treat this suit and create the suit. So he gets chemicals from that combined with the melting of Super Bowl of NFL memorabilia.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people, because I've read up some on this book, and that a lot of people are just like, why didn't they just steal the memorabilia?
Well, it's like that guy. Remember that?
Like OJ.
Yeah, well, OJ, but he was trying to steal.
Yeah, but he wasn't trying to burn.
No, but I remember that book we read where it's Werewolf and Spider-Man. They team up to fight that guy who had a rag crotch.
Right.
He was stealing stuff, but he was doing it just to destroy everything.
Maybe that was their gimmick. Yeah.
Maybe it was the same guy.
Oh shit!
Just before I can't remember his name.
Shit! Tatterdemillion.
Yes, and
man.
it was the same guy, and he just was like, "I'm going to steal all this and then put rags in my crotch."
Yeah, that's how you do it. Okay,
Yeah.
so anyways, here's a little blurb up here. Super, I'll read this. Phil Grayfield, that's his name. Phil Grayfield's career as a pro football player ended soon after began due to injuries. Now, as a result of a fantastic accident, he has a career as a superpowered hero who uses his amazing abilities to fight crime and defend the sport he loves from those forces that would seek to corrupt it. For Phil has become NFL SuperPro. Story is called You Bet Your Life, and we're in Los Angeles, and John Murtaugh is a financial guy who...
He's the dude who fixes books for the mob.
He's a book fixer.
Yeah, and he's very suave. He's in like a very nice suit with like a pocket square and a tie, but we're looking at him through crosshairs.
Yeah.
So he's like coming out of like a hotel or something. And he has decided...
I just noticed there's a refrigerator Perry joke in here that's kind of funny.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it doesn't... Well, it's funny. Not that funny.
So... they're looking at him through crosshairs because he's decided to turn state's evidence. Why he's not in protective custody is unknown, but he's just like hanging out, and he's like getting his car from the valet, because that's what you do in LA. You valet your car every fucking place because parking is a nightmare.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, up on the rooftop where the gunman is, who shows up but NFL SuperPro?
Yeah, there's a nice little shot where the crosshairs, all of a sudden, he's got the NFL logo in there.
Oh, shit, I can't shoot football.
Because the NFLs are in the crosshairs of the world.
Sure.
That's what the symbolism
of CTE lawsuits.
Of CTE. Yeah. Of injuries and drugs and domestic abuse.
All sorts of shit going on in the NFL.
Fucking shit's going down. And SuperPro's like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm here to take care of business. And
yeah.
And they're all like, he's like being quippy.
Yeah, he's got dumb quips too.
He's like, how about an autograph punch?
Yeah, he's got some really stupid quips. So he like punches this guy in the face. And he's like, hey, the reason I'm here is not actually to save this dude's life. It's because a friend of mine who used to play for the LA Raiders, when that was a thing, is being implicated in like gambling and like throwing games for the mob or whatever. So I want to know what's going on.
Yeah, his buddy Pressman, Tim Pressman's being...
he's framed, basically.
Yeah, he's being framed, and he's a Raider, so shock that he's in some shit. And basically, this guy can keep him innocent.
Yeah.
But just as as he's taking this out, this guy gets shot.
Yeah, that book fixer gets shot.
Book fixer gets shot because the valet was the backup.
Yeah.
Which apparently was he gonna get shot like twice?
I don't know. I think the idea was for some reason, if the guy up on the roof didn't take him down, then the valet was supposed to do it.
Oh, that's pretty good planning.
Yeah, I mean, you're covering your bases. Actually, that's a really good job.
Yeah, these guys, these are good villains.
Yeah, they're mobs.
So SuperPro's like, I suck. I better go stop this guy.
I love when he like pushes this guy. He's like, you stay there, and he just like basically looks like he's pushing him to when a dude. I I don't know football, but when like a dude's running at you and you put your arm out to stop him,
Clotheslining him.
yeah, that's pretty much what he does.
Yeah, no, he stiff arms him. Yeah.
Oh, stiff arms.
No, he does a stiff arm. Yeah, I thought you meant like.
No. It's like
that's
he's
the
running
clothesline's
at you
illegal.
from the. He's running at you from the side, and you just.
So he stiff arms him, this guy, and he knocks him over, and then so SuperPro is like, aha, and he's trying to grab.
And he also wears cleats. I just want to point that out.
He's not wearing cleats.
Well, they look like they should be cleats, shouldn't they? I mean, he's a football player. You wear cleats when you play football,
right? But if to wear cleats when you're, how hard.
No, I have never worn cleats. Is that a surprise? No, it's not.
Cleats are the high heels of man's feet shoes.
No, they're not. They're just all the same level. I mean,
they're not. They're kind of awkward.
I'm not saying that they aren't awkward, but you're not standing on a slope.
Well, this way. It's not easy. He should not be wearing those out
on like flat ground.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's not gonna. It's not very effective for him to wear them.
They probably are really loud too. It's probably like click, 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 click.
Yeah, no, he's not. Yeah, he would be useless because he would be like blah blah. Ah! That'd be me.
I know nothing about sports.
Look, I played football, guys.
I didn't. I know nothing about sports.
I played football for 4 years in high school.
I was going to say, how many years did you play?
I played 4 years. I was freshman through senior year.
Yeah.
I was terrible. I was literally like I don't know.
How many games did you play in? Do you remember?
I don't remember. It was that few. I think I played. I mean, I have stories from football, but I've played very little games.
Yeah.
In any significant role. I mean, I think I had most of my success as a football player when I was a sophomore because, I was all that's left because my school had like 3 people in it. I had a very small school.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, well, if you're above a certain height, you might need to play football. And that's what I had to do. Because, I wanted friends.
Yeah, well, that's a good reason. Yeah. That kind of makes... Yeah, my school, we had so many people in my senior class.
Yeah, no, take that. I would have loved that if it was like Shawn, you can't make the football team. Like, fucking awesome. Even I could just go to class and watch wrestling and, maybe go to go work out after school and then, maybe learn how to drive.
Yeah.
Now I get my license when I was 18 like a maniac.
Well, doesn't New York State have can you only get it at 18 or is that?
No, you can get it at 16.
Okay. There's some state.
No, everybody was driving when they were 16. I didn't have that shit.
Was it because of football or was it because you didn't want to drive?
Well, that part, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Probably also mostly because of, I needed to practice.
Uh-huh.
But the football, took up a lot of my time in the fall, in the summer and the fall, and then, I had track in the spring, in the winter, and eventually in the winter. But yeah.
You got involved.
I did.
I'm so proud of you.
Why?
I don't know. Your dad likes to get involved too, so I think maybe you got it from him. Because I don't get involved.
Didn't we ever play?
I don't get involved. I don't participate.
I have a scar on my chin from football. It was during practice. I was holding a bag.
And you ran into the bag?
Well, one of the guys that was hitting me, ran into me with his helmet.
You might need to give me a definition of what a bag is.
Like a bag. You're supposed to hold a bag. Like, hit that guy with a bag. Yeah, you got to work on your form.
Like a
pad.
Oh, it had like handles and stuff.
Yeah, handles.
Full of padding. It's not just literally like a plastic bag.
Yeah, it's like a plastic bag full of
I don't know. It could
feathers.
be a sack of potatoes. I don't know what you're holding. You're like, here, Shawn, hold all these helmets that are in this bag, and somebody ran right into you.
Yeah, they ran out of padded bags, and they gave me a bag full of helmets.
And they're like, here's all the cleats. Just hold the bag full of cleats.
Yeah. Anyway, so SuperPro goes to jump on this guy's roof.
Oh yeah, he jumps on the roof of this guy's car, and this guy, he is our people because he loves to swear.
Yeah, like it's kind of.
They should just let him swear. I'd be swearing if some dude jumped on my roof.
Yeah, he's real.
Yeah,
he's a real man. He's a real person. He's because SuperPro jumps on the roof and he's like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's
mind you, first issue, NFL-approved comic, meant for kids, and this guy is like...
Well, it doesn't say fuck, but you get all those, squirrely little lines and, symbols that mean he's swearing. And NFL SuperPro's like, oh, the mouth on you.
Well, he jumps in the car and he's, what the fuck is that? And then, like, SuperPro's trying to figure his shit out, and the guy's like, who the fuck are you? Get the fuck off the car. He's just, like, screaming. It's like, which, I mean, yeah, I get it.
So basically, he's a Quentin Tarantino character that just sort of wandered into this comic book.
He's just, yeah, he's,
Fuck.
Yeah, he's got, like, some Tourette's guy. It's like, cunt, bitch.
You know what? If some dude jumps on my car, I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah, I'm kind of yelling "fuck" kind of the whole way. I'm like,
get the fuck off my car.
if I'm like trying to run away and some guy in a helmet, like this dipshit,
some dude dressed like a football player jumps on your car.
Yeah. Or just anybody, just anybody.
Yeah,
I don't care if it's
what about a baby? Would you be?
I would be. Yeah. If it was a baby, if it was Haley Joel Osment, if it was
like 6 Sense Haley Joel Osment, or like today,
if it was Felicia Day, I don't know. I'm just thinking of actresses. If it was Melissa Benoist of Supergirl, if she was like, you know what, I'm going to try this out and stop you for no reason. I mean, just in general, I'm swearing if somebody's jumping on my car.
Yeah, no, so, I'm probably going to go that route.
Fabian Knight, I can never say his last name, Nicesia, whatever. He wrote this book. He's very famous for writing the X-Men, but he still gets a lot of shit apparently for writing this. He's got such a great body of work in comic books.
People tease him about.
And people are like, "Hey, remember SuperPro?" And he's like, "Fuck off." Jesus Christ.
You know what? He's probably like, you know what? I stand by SuperPro.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't hate this book.
I don't hate it. No.
But
I don't like it. But I don't hate it. It's not terrible. There's a coherent story happening in this book. So,
yeah.
He's not Nascenting this fucking thing.
No. Anyway, so Spider-Man shows up. Spider-Man's in this book.
Yeah, and he's just like in LA because that's where he is.
Spider-Man's in LA for something, and he's like, well, I'm here to do some stuff too.
I'm
and I'll
the
take
friendly
some pictures.
Spider-Man no matter where I am.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm Spider-Man. This is the first book. I might as well do something.
Yeah, people need to buy this book. That's why I'm on the cover. So he like shoots a tracking device, like one of his little tracking spiders, to the back of the car, and then he goes to do whatever. And so then there's this panel. Hold on, we have to talk about this panel. So SuperPro loses the car, whatever, and he's standing on the street, and Spider-Man's up on a building. But for some reason, there's a woman drawn into the side of this panel where it looks like her boobs are giving off some sort of light.
Oh, yeah, it does.
And she's just like, and like, I'm like, what is she doing here? She never shows up again.
Some pink-haired girl, she's like a bystander because it's L.A. and
she's
LA's
given like a really sexy, like,
Yeah, LA's because LA's so weird and so glitzy. So
she's got glowing boobs.
She's got radiated breasts.
Radiated breasts. And SuperPro's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Like nobody notices. So then SuperPro like calls his buddy because he's got a friend.
Yeah, so actually you want to know something? You know what this guy's name is? This guy's name is Ken. Ken Reid.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's spelled just like our former guest, Ken Reid.
Yeah, so maybe this was what he was doing like back in the day?
Ken Reid's got a very storied history. So when
he was a child, maybe he was in this comic book.
Yeah, he was. He was driving a van for SuperPro.
We'll have to ask about that next time he comes on the show.
Yeah, we'll have to ask him. So, anyways, he's got a van guy.
He's got a guy, and he's like, "Hey, can you please pull up your child molester van because it doesn't have any windows, and I'll get in it.
I'll get in and I'll get naked.
And he's like, okay. So he like picks him up on the corner of like Sunset and something. He gives the street names.
Oh, anyways, real quick, we get Spider-Man taking pictures of the child van.
Yeah, he's like, oh, sweet.
And he's like sitting there like, man, you know what? I miss Mary Jane. I should call her.
Yeah, he calls her his rowdy redhead. I'm like, dude, no one. Do you really ever think about? Do you ever sit there and he's like, Mary Jane, my wife, my rowdy redhead, and you're like.
That's usually how I think. I'm like, I have to talk to Jen, my bodacious brunette.
Is that what I'm listed as under your contacts?
Yes.
Bodacious brunette.
BB. Bodacious brunette. Who's that? Oh,
and you always forget. You're like, shit.
I'm like, oh, who is this? Who's calling me? Oh,
oh, wait, it's my wife.
Sorry, I was taking a page out of Spider-Man's book and calling my wife something that she's not.
Oh, I'm not a bodacious brunette.
Well, I mean, you are.
But you're not going to give me that ridiculous name.
Yeah, that's okay. Because nobody probably refers to you as such.
I would assume they do not know.
I don't, yeah.
I would assume pile of shit probably gets mentioned a lot more than bodacious.
It'd be funny if you just sit there.
Jen Pile of Shit Stansfield.
Is that what Spider-Man's thing is?
Yes.
Is that what Spider-Man thinks of people? It's like, oh, I gotta call Captain America. You know, I haven't talked to that pile of shit in a while. Oh, and then there's Hawkeye. He's a bag of cunts.
Hawkeye's absolutely a bag of cunts.
And then there's the Hulk. He's a crispy booger.
Man, I miss that crispy booger.
Spider-Man thinks of.
Yeah, he's got nicknames for everybody.
Yeah. Anyway, so what's his face? SuperPro gets changed in the back of this guy's car.
Yeah.
Because he's basically like, I lost this guy, and I need to.
And I feel like
get my shit right, you know.
This guy. So SuperPro was also. Is this where he says he was recruited for something, or is he talking about the news station?
He was talking about when you got hired to be a news station after you got hurt.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, but this guy's basically like his colleague and his buddy. And he's like, I am here to help you.
But he knows this guy. He's like, look, Ken's like, look, I got to keep you out of trouble. I'm trying to help you out.
Yeah.
You know,
I believe in what you're doing or whatever.
Yeah, I believe what you're doing. And, SuperPro's like, look, my buddy, this Pressman guy,
It's like a mobile bat cave, basically. and this guy's Alfred.
It's called the locker room. Anyways, so he's like
smells like a sock.
Pressman, wouldn't get involved with gamblers. So you know what? I gotta take care of him. We gotta clear this guy's name. And so he actually has a good. What's his face? Ken's like, well, he was seen with Marco Says only year. What that guy's rep is like. This is Los Angeles. Oh no, SuperPro's like, yeah, this is Los Angeles, Ken. People are always going to parties, and no one ever knows who they're talking to at any given time.
I was like, did they write that about me?
Yeah, you don't usually know.
That's not true. I do, but I've always I'm not very good with names.
Yeah,
and I never have been. So it's one of those things that I have to just be like, because you'll be like, hey, remember so and so, and I'm like, no.
I like that. And
you're like, yeah, you spent like a half an hour talking to them, and I'm like. Just you have to tell me. I'd be like, he was the guy wearing the green sweater, and I'm like, oh, that guy. No, I totally know who you're talking about, but I'm very bad with names.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
Ken has this line too. He's like, you can't ruin a man's life because of gossip or innuendo. It's like, dude, have you gotten to 2016?
I was just gonna say, like, you can fucking ruin a country because of gossip.
You can literally do anything. You could just be like, this country smells like.
I mean, just fucking put it on the internet, and people will call it fake news. And
yeah, dude. Yeah, I wonder
fine. You'll be fine.
I wonder what Ken's up to now, knowing this. He's probably like, social media ruined me.
Yeah, Ken was like, shit. Everything I thought I knew was wrong, and you're like, welcome to the fucking club, bro.
Yeah. So then, like, SuperPro calls his girl.
Yeah.
Who also knows she's SuperPro?
No, I feel like
no, she does actually. I read.
Oh,
this.
does she?
Shane Dixon. At some point, she finds out.
Okay, because I feel like they have kind of like a Lois Lane Clark Kent relationship because she works for the news organization too, and they're like in competition to get stories, but he calls her his part-time girl.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that means that they're like friends with benefits.
Oh, yeah.
It's not really explained. She is wearing a very short nightie. However,
she carries some milk and cookies.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
At 1 o'clock in the morning. But at least she's not wearing high-heeled slippers. So, I mean, like, +1 for that guy. The art department here.
Yeah, she's kind of, she's got a, Trudy. Oh,
Oh, yeah, no, Trudy from Mad Men.
What's his last name? What's Pete's? Spencer?
No, Pete. What's Pete's last name? I don't remember.
No.
Yeah, but Trudy from Mad Men.
Yeah, look at Trudy from Mad Men. Looks like Alison Brie.
Yes, she does. Yeah.
Very, very, very mod. She's like, how's it going? He's like, I miss you.
He's like, how did you know it was me? She's like, because you're the only one who would be awake or who know I would be awake at 1 a.m. or whatever.
I'm trying to clear this guy's name. And he's like, all right, go to
okay,
sleep. Like, thanks, lady. And then we get like a little bit of it, get the backstory of him thinking, because he's brushing his teeth, having to think.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking about, how football. Oh, neat. How he was interviewing, Rudy Custer, a reclusive sports collector who showed me his greatest accomplishment. an experimental football uniform. So yeah,
hopefully it protected against concussions.
Yeah, he's the only one person's getting to use it.
Yeah,
who's this guy?
Congratulations, dude.
Yeah.
And then he got there was a guy who was taking some sort of experimental steroids, and he became basically a putty man, and tried to kill.
Well, I like that he got tied up, and he got tied up with literally all the rope.
There's no more rope left.
It's literally every square inch of his body except for his head is covered in rope.
It looks like he's stuck in a phone cord, just all the phone cords.
He's covered in Spider-Man's webbing or some shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, dude's in a cocoon.
But yeah, then he fought some guy who got crazy on roids and got all.
He became a putty man.
He became putty and he became naked and bubbly.
Yeah, he's like silly putty. He's really great.
Yeah, here he is.
He's
saving a
when
kid.
you press silly putty up against newsprint and then stretch it. That's what that guy looks like.
Yeah. So yeah, he's fighting this guy, and apparently the guy died, and then he's.
I'm assuming because his heart became putty. And,
he probably died because
exploded
because he's an abomination against God. And I'm like, well, you probably would you think you just hang out with him?
You can't keep bubbling like this, bro.
No. Anyway, so he's like, I don't know if I was gonna do the superhero thing, but I'm helping out my buddy. Time to go to work,
Yeah.
So we get this.
We go to the mob boss.
We get some mob boss
mansion,
stuff.
and the valet shows up, and he's like, "Fuck," and the guy's like, "Stop swearing."
Yeah, I know.
And he's
I kind of wish nobody just said anything.
I know.
About
I'm just let it go.
I think everybody should have been swearing.
Yeah.
I think
this guy. Yeah. These are mobsters. They're killing people. They shouldn't be language.
Look, have you watched The Sopranos?
Right. Have you watched literally anything by Tarantino or Martin Scorsese?
I like the NFL's can we get more Tarantino in this? Actually, this is before Reservoir Dogs and stuff like that. So we need more he's just can we make this as
That's because Tarantino read this and went, they should all be swearing.
Tarantino got inspired by this, guys.
He really did. I mean, that's a fact.
If not for SuperPro,
in a post-fact world, this is a fact.
We would not have all the great films like Pulp Fiction and Hateful Eight. And
thank you, NFL SuperPro.
Thank you, NFL SuperPro. They should have this in a frame at the New Beverly.
Yeah, they really should.
They really should. I should suggest that.
And if you say it on the internet, it's true.
Yeah. I'm gonna put that on Wikipedia. This comic book also is gonna just put at the bottom of the SuperPro Wikipedia and just be is also inspired
Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs. It inspired all swear-filled cinema.
What if we just took this one page and just put it in the New Beverly next time we went, and see how long it would take for people to notice?
I don't know. Just be Tarantino, you owe this. You owe him. He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So they're he's telling him, he's like, yeah, we got the guy, but this stupid fucking guy in the football uniform showed up, and that was a problem because he's still running around. And he's like, okay, well, make sure you stop him next time. So then
that just happens that Spider-Man's there to do some business.
Well, yeah, because it's the next day, and they're who are they talking to? Because they're interviewing the football player.
They're interviewing the football player because he's at a court.
Yeah, so because he's been framed for throwing games, for gambling purposes. So all the sports reporters are outside, and SuperPro and Spider-Man kind of just lock eyes and make eyes at each other across a crowd.
Well, it's funny because Superman or Spider-Man's staring at him, and you always get. It's kind of like that thing when they want you to know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Yeah, so it's half.
So they do this half thing, and they do the same thing for SuperPro too.
Which is very funny.
Which I'm all right.
He looks like Cyborg, actually, with only half a face.
And they're and it's funny because SuperPro's why is that guy looking at me?
It's because he loves you.
And he's like, well, he must be tough to be on the idol. I never think that looking at anybody.
Yeah, oh man, must be tough to be an idol.
I know, yeah, that's what I think, and then half my face turns into
your bovine man mask.
My bovine, yeah, yeah, whatever. It's actually my Twitter picture. I get a mustache
and really big glasses.
And I'm just looking. It's must be tough to be the idol of millions as I'm staring at Stephen Kramer Glickman or some shit.
Sure, yeah.
That's how it looks all the time. Just paint me half.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're asking questions to this guy, which, by the way, Pressman has the most Bosworth of haircuts.
This hair.
Not Kate Bosworth, by the way. We're talking Brian Bosworth, the bad boy of the NFL from the mid 80s.
This is a disaster.
Mid to late 80s. He's got
this should not be.
He's got the rat
Speaking
tail
of
ponytail.
abominations against God.
Yeah, this hair came from steroids.
This is basically, he has like right where I would say his temples are, all the way around the back of his head is shaved.
Yeah.
And there's hair on top, and then below that, like an inch of skin on his head.
Yeah, it's a very 90s haircut.
Nobody has ever had this haircut.
Yeah, well, they haven't. Football players did.
Well, they were wrong.
Well, that's what they did. This is
and then below that is a ponytail.
But the ponytail is meant for formal purposes. If he was playing in a game or if he was out being a wild man, that would be out free. That mullet would be free.
Why would you shave a strip?
Because that means you're badass.
Hair? No, it doesn't. It means you're an idiot who can't see the back of your head.
So Spider-Man,
or own a mirror.
So Spider-Man's like, yo, stuff's going down, my spider sense, and he goes and changes.
Yeah, he's
and
like,
then he goes on the roof, and apparently our valet buddy,
now he has a gun.
He has a gun, and he gets surprised.
Which, yeah, he gets surprised, like, ah!
Well, he says, like, he goes, Spider-Man's like, hey, you got this all wrong. As he's surprising the guy, he's like, hey, you got this all wrong. This is Los Angeles. You're supposed to be only supposed to be shooting people on the freeways.
Was that a thing that was happening back then?
Well, I don't know. Is he referring to road rage in Los Angeles? I mean,
maybe.
You know, I mean, this is
the only freeway shooter I'm familiar with.
The DC sniper
is the DC sniper, but there could have definitely been one in Los Angeles, like that I don't remember. That's a possibility.
Anyway, so this guy swears, and Spider-Man's like, watch your mouth, and this guy's running, and this guy is like, you ain't gonna get me, but then he decides he's gonna jump from a roof.
Yeah, and
he's just like some regular dipshit.
And you're not in New York where shit's close together.
No,
you are in Los Angeles. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck,
and he
buddy.
plummets to his death.
he just falls off a roof.
And Spider-Man,
you're gonna get me, haha, dead.
And Spider-Man doesn't try to save him, maybe because he already killed Gwen Stacy that way. So he's just like, I'll just let him die.
He's like, you know what? It's okay if he dies.
He's like, either that or I break his neck.
Why is this guy not swearing on his way down?
Yeah, it really should say fuck.
Just instead of saying "og," it should just have all those symbols.
Yes, it should.
And he's like, he went out as he lived. You know, he went out saying cunt.
If somebody throws me off a building, you better believe I'm going to scream fuck on the way down.
I'm gonna yell. Yeah, you're gonna yell the loudest fuck you've ever yelled.
Yeah.
Before you hit the ground, that's gonna be your.
That's how I'm going out.
That's your legacy, and when you get to the pearly gates,
yeah,
they're gonna be like, well, you get a little you get like a little thing.
It's kind of like on that Facebook 2016 video where it shows you how many things you've liked over the past year. It's just a tally of how many swears I've said.
No, you know what it is. It's like when you go. It's like when you go when you get to the
it's incalculable
to the gates. You get like a little tag, like the employees do.
What, like
at ArcLight?
Oh, I thought.
And it says what your last word was, and you is just a big, big fuck.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say like you got.
Sorry, you ran out of printer ink for your in heaven.
I just have to like drag like all these tags behind me because. There's so many of it was just such.
You're just wait. It's not really. No, you know what it is? They store it in a little box instead of a laminate. Like you have to wear a box around your neck, and it's just like, what'd your word say? It's like, just furl it out.
Yeah.
That's how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Because I felt he's like, whoa, you must have fell off a building. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Spider-Man did
40 stories all the way
down. Yeah. So basically, they're like, oh, that's the guy that killed Murtaugh. Well, now Pressman's not going to be able to get cleared, and SuperPro's like, fuck that shit, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, well, I don't know why they're just coming to that conclusion now, because Murtaugh's dead, so he was their witness.
Yeah.
So why does it matter that the guy who killed him is dead now?
Because they figure that he would be able to clear him, I guess, because he's the one that killed him, and he's the one that would know.
No, he probably doesn't. He's probably just doing a job. That's his job. His job is a hitman.
I know what I noticed too is he's a hitman. He's a sniper with glasses.
Yeah, that's kind of a thing.
You shouldn't be a sniper with glasses.
No,
I can't be a sniper.
No,
I could never be a sniper.
No, you couldn't fly an airplane either.
I couldn't fly an airplane. I can't do any of that.
No.
Look at me.
No, you couldn't be a fighter.
Failure.
No, it's just you couldn't be a fighter pilot because you have to have better
Nor
vision.
can I be a swearing hitman.
Well, I mean, you could if you just weren't a sniper.
Oh, I can't be a swearing sniper.
You could be like a close range hitman, but like long range is not.
Oh, I could just run up people and go, fuck, swear.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool. You could have a silencer. You could have a knife.
Oh.
You can start stabbing.
You have a bat?
You
Super
could
bat?
You could definitely have a super bat.
Can I have a picture of Super Bat and be a Batman kissing Superman?
Is that what's on your bat and you just hit people with it?
What's on your bat? Is that Superman kissing?
Yeah.
Plug.
That's Superman and Batman kissing. Smash.
Now it's permanently embedded on your face. That's how you
What
went
is it,
out.
like a cookie cutter?
Yeah, that's how they're gonna go. My what'd you call it? My paychecks. I'll call them my paychecks. That's how they're gonna go out.
Yeah.
You'll be like, oh, he's the guy that's hitting people with Batman kissing Superman on his bat.
You probably need more like, I was gonna say you need more like a cricket bat.
Yeah,
they're kind of like
bat.
wider.
It's like, why are you hiring that guy? He goes to Comic-Con every year with that thing, and everybody's like, oh, is he the one that killed people? It's like, oh, it's just another guy with a cricket.
It's another guy. There's more than one of you.
There's more than one of those cricket bats.
You are Legion.
Yeah. Yeah, we're like the Warriors. Anyways, so Spider-Man's staking himself out at this mob guy's house.
Yeah, another car shows up.
Yeah,
with dudes in it.
He's throwing tracers everywhere.
So he puts another tracer on it.
Well, he's watching.
Well, he finally followed that one car, and he went back to the mansion. So he's like, "Oh, this is Big Head Boss Man's mansion."
Bossman.
Oh wait, all those dudes are leaving. I'll trace their car too, but first I'm going to look around this mansion. Oh wait, there's nothing here.
Yeah.
So then, where do we go?
So they go to Tim Pressman's house.
That's right. Okay, so we go to Tim Pressman's house, and like all these dudes who basically look like Cobra.
Sorry. They look like Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
From G.I. Joe.
Yeah, they do. And they get out of the car, and they've all got guns and whatever. And then SuperPro's like, haha, I'm here to save my friend. Punch, punch, punch.
Yeah. Yeah, he's doing
My
some
name
around.
is SuperPro.
Yeah, he's like shouting at everybody because everybody's like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "I'm getting tired of nobody knowing who I am. I'm SuperPro."
Yeah, and he's like throwing people through.
I'm like, "How would you?" You know, to be honest, it's like you're like literally. I mean, he should be like, "This is like my first issue. Like I beat up a guy on steroids my first time out.
Yeah,
and then I wasn't sure I wanted to do this anymore. Now I'm like showing up all these other places, and now I don't. You know, he expects everybody to know him.
I know. Yeah,
and he's got the NFL logo on his fucking head.
He's very narcissistic.
They should be like, "Oh my God, it's Bo Jackson." Or,
oh my God, it's a football guy.
Is that Joe Theismann?
Are you? It's kind of like talking to a kid dressed up at Halloween. Like, oh, are you a football player?
Yeah.
Oh wow, look at that. That's a great costume.
Oh, is your sister a cheerleader? That's so cute. You guys
look at you too.
Look at Mom. She's a cheerleader
look
too.
how cute. Okay, well you only get one. All right, have fun, kids. That's how you talk to kids at doors.
Only at doors.
Only at doors.
If you see them on
that,
public,
do not speak to them.
But if they're in your doorway, you have to speak to them that way. As soon as they answer.
That's a rule. That's like a law.
If you answer the door and there's a child there, even if they're with their parents, you know,
it doesn't matter what time of year.
Even if they're there to come see you, if you answer the door and you're like, "Hi," they're here, and you're like, "Oh, aren't you adorable? Are you a person or whatever?"
Oh, are you dressed up like a girl? Like whatever it is.
You gotta give them candy, and then you have to tell them to go away.
Yeah, and then you just shut the door in their face.
Shut the door.
And you're like, "But we're here to visit you for a week," and you're like, "No."
I was like, "But I can't. My rules."
The law says I only have
my child door rules, guys.
I have very strict rules about interacting with children.
See, now that'd be a good sketch. That'd be a good sketch. You just have everybody come to the door and be like, "What the fuck?"
Like, what's wrong with this woman?
What's wrong? That would be the title of the sketch. What's wrong with this woman?
Yeah, so he's throwing people through windows.
Yeah, he takes the one guy who's like the one guy. He like picks up this one guy randomly. He's like, "Oh, you're heavy." Throw. He's like big. He's commenting on weight for some reason.
Sure, I don't know what his problem.
Oh, you're
is.
a big one.
There's like 40 of these guys too, and he's just like.
And it's funny because they also have missile launchers that they just start shooting. I don't even know who they're shooting at.
I don't know.
Because they're shooting. I think they're shooting at the house, but they're like, because they're not shooting at him.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Like, there's this one scene where he's beating up one of these snake eyes, and then they're like, "We got missile launchers," and they're just shooting this guy's house.
Yeah, yeah.
For whatever.
In like a really nice neighborhood, so you'd think the cops would already be here.
Yeah, and as this is all happening, like literally they're shooting rocket launchers and things and things are exploding, and these guys are jumping in, and they're like, "All right, time for night vision."
Yeah.
And these guys head up, and just now this is when Tim Pressman decides to run downstairs.
Yeah, you'd think that he either would like run the other way, or he already would have been down there. Because, dude, somebody's shooting a fucking rocket launcher in your front yard.
Yeah, I feel there's enough time for him to have already been out in front, being like shooting, because he could run down. Like, I've got a gun. And it's like, dude, you should have been here like 3 hours ago.
Yeah, and they're like, we're gonna shoot you in the head, and SuperPro's like, get down, and then he's like fighting another guy. There's this really weird panel of him punching a guy, but he's doing it with like one straight leg, and like his arm, his punch is so powerful that he has swung all the way around, and his hand is behind his knee.
Yeah, his hand is behind his knee.
He's
and
like an action figure, like when you like bend.
Well, he has another
up.
one where he's kicking straight up.
Yeah, I don't.
Like, he is super athletic, guys.
Yeah.
He is what they would call a super pro.
And then we get to this one part where he's like fighting the snake guys, and he's like, "No, I give up. Please stop killing me."
He goes. So the guy goes, "Okay, I give," and he goes, "No, you received." A pounding, that is. I'm like,
yeah, and then this is the same guy who throws up, and he gives up, and he throws him through a window. I'm like, that is not what you do when you are a hero and someone surrenders.
Nah, that's fine.
No, it's not.
No, maybe they were going to come after him.
They gave up.
Then Spider-Man shows up, and he's like, "Hey, SuperPro did good. All right, goodbye."
It's like, take a picture, cool.
Take a picture, and then
oh yeah, and then SuperPro's talking to his friend with the bad hair, and he's like, I'll help you, friend with bad hair. And his friend, he says something weird, but I don't understand this, what he says, his friend says at the end.
Well, he's trying to get him, so he's like, "Look, these thugs will tell on their boss to keep you from getting indicted on a grand jury. And we have to get a tape. We'll get the Sansonair guy or whoever." And Brian Bosworth is like, "Thanks, SuperPro, but my name is smeared. I'm going to be guilty by association as far as the public's concerned. And now time is something I have, not something I'm doing thanks to you."
Oh, I get it. Okay.
So basically, he's like, now I can.
I'm not doing time. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, you know something here? He grows in his hair between panels.
I know. That's because it's a terrible idea to shave just where your temples are all the way around your head.
Because it'll grow in within a matter of hours.
Yeah, well, he's probably on juice.
Oh, yeah, that's what happens. Is that what happens?
I don't know.
Is Superman on steroids in that one book you read this morning? Where Superman's in the glass box and he comes out and then he gets all hairy?
Probably. I don't actually... Whatever the fuck happened to that...
Would this haircut look good on Superman?
Yes.
You think he can pull that off?
He totally could.
You think he can pull that off and come to a satellite meeting and be like, "Yo, what up, guys?" And everybody's like,
and Batman just shakes his head, like that.
Batman just shakes his head, doesn't even say anything for the whole time.
Doesn't even say anything, but then they have really hot sex in the custodian's closet. Because he's just like, "I can't stand that you look so stupid." And then they just have sex. I don't know what goes on in their relationship.
Superbat issue 2. Superman gets a haircut.
Superbat issue 2?
Yeah.
What happens in issue 1?
Well, that was, when with the bat.
Wait, they're hitting people with their own image on it?
Well, no, they're fighting me.
Oh, they're fighting both.
Because I have a picture of them kissing on a paddle.
And they don't want anybody to know?
No, they got to stop me.
Even in 2016, they can't be honest about who they really are.
Yeah, no, because you know why? Because it's one of those retro books. It's like back in like the mid 80s, early 80s.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Superman was getting that haircut too. that only works. It only works in the mid 80s, 90s, whatever.
It never works. It has never worked. It will never work. It is horrifying.
How Superbat, our version of Superbat got past issue 1.
That's right.
Is beyond me.
How it lasts for 47 issues.
How it got printed on paper in the first place and got to anybody. Because Jesus Christ.
Yeah, people saw that and went, "Good idea," and then they let us publish it.
DC must have been asleep.
Yeah.
Wonder who was taking a nap at the print press.
Everybody.
I was sneaking in at night, printed at.
That's exactly what happened. We snuck it in, and then we like just dropped it in everybody's shipments. So they're like, "We didn't buy this." They're like, "It's okay, just sell it anyway."
Hey, you know what? Sell it. Just put it out there in front, and everybody's like, it's selling really well. We could do an issue 2.
Highest grossing book ever.
X-Men #1 by Jim Lee. Fuck that.
Nope.
Superbat.
Superbat #1.
Done by Shawn Merrick. Starring Shawn Merrick as
Bovine Man.
Introducing
Bovine Man.
Introducing Bovine Man with a paddle with Superman and Batman kissing on it.
Who is full of steak.
And then they take off my hat. And they take off my bovine mask, and I have my mustache. And they're like, holy shit, it's Freddie Mercury. It's like, no, it's Shawn Merrick.
This is the best book, man.
This is a good book.
Such a great book.
Oh, man.
So proud of
Why
us.
can't Rebirth go find that? Is that okay? So I have a question. They have like all those 52 universes.
Sure.
And there's like the one or the planets or whatever. And there's like apparently like one or two of them. They don't know what the fuck is on those planets.
Yeah, there's a couple of them. Yeah.
That's where all of our ideas exist. That's one of those.
that's
all
like,
of us.
They're like, keep it black. Don't ever look. Don't ever look.
We'll never talk about that. That's why they don't talk about it.
That's right.
They haven't figured it out. They're like, it's all the stupid ideas that Shawn and Jen have been talking about on their show.
It's Planet Merrick.
Planet Steric.
Planet Steric. This is the Steric universe.
Don't go there. Anyways, so next issue, Quick Kick. He's an assassin with deadly competitive edge. Because everything's probably going to be football themed.
Uh-huh.
There's a guy called Instant Replay that he fights later.
Of course there is.
There's a few of those. And, none of them are good. There's also a bullpen. You want a bullpen bulletin?
Oh, yeah, there's a coolometer.
There's a coolometer. I think it's one we haven't done yet.
We didn't. I read it.
Yeah, it's a coolometer. Okay,
it actually depressed me.
Yeah, I can see why.
Because it's 1991.
August 1991, the coolometer. At the top, we've got Terminator 2. Yes. James Brown. Okay. Jeeps. Sure. The Adventures of Captain America. Is that a comic book or is that a cartoon or
sure.
is that the movie from the 90s? The Italian one?
I have no idea.
Huh. And then you got Billiards, Kim Basinger, Mondo Marvel, Bagels, global warming.
That's why I got depressed because it's 1991.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and things have just gotten worse. We're all gonna die anyway.
Is this what Trump needs to know? It's not a hoax.
Maybe that's what we should just send him that.
This book is so useful.
Be like, put this in your tiny hand. And
you can point to it with your tiny finger.
Look, it's on its way up the coolometer, so it must be important.
Yeah. It's the opposite of cool. Robin Hood, Star Trek The Next Generation, Laser.
Robin Hood the movie? Must have been, right?
Probably, yeah, because it's 91.
That sounds right.
Yeah. Laser Karaoke. I don't know if it's supposed to be Laser Karaoke or Laser Karaoke. I have to look that up.
How does that work?
Because it's spelled Kiroke.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what that
means. I don't know if that is what's supposed to be.
Sure.
So we're at the middle now. So polo shirts, flossing. Flossing's kind of tepid.
Yeah, meh on flossing.
Bungee jumping,
Taking a stand.
Now we're getting down here. So the metric system, Andrew Dice Clay. He's kind of lukewarm around this time. I mean, he's still got his fans. TV talk shows, what in general? Sure. Yuppies, Hudson Hawk.
Okay.
Skateboards, political correctness.
Oh man,
is starting to be uncool. Record albums. Dayglow clothes.
Oh, yeah.
Cosby Show.
If only they knew.
Yeah, it'd be even lower. Nuclear Winter.
Should have put that up by climate change.
Yeah. And McLean Stevenson is the most uncool thing in August of 1991.
Yeah.
R.I.P. McLean Stevenson of MASH.
R.I.P.
I don't know if it's because he died or just like,
sure.
You know what? Time for him.
Like, it's so uncool of you to die.
No, I think he was. You know what? I would like to get. I would like to get to the bottom of these coolometers. I feel like that should be a thing like that. Actually, that would be That's a good idea for a podcast. Kind of like, how like a lot of like you got Gimlet and like all these like fancy podcast networks doing these like exposés on like things. It's like I would just go around and ask try to ask everybody at Marvel why the coolometer that were employed at this time, why the coolometers were what they were.
Well, that's a great podcast. Baby.
Where were you feeling this? Why is global warming here and flossing here and McLean Stevenson down here?
Yeah. What if they put him in there and he died the next month?
You know what? I'm going to have to look that up. I got to look up that and laser karaoke. I'm intrigued by both of these developments. Thank you, NFL SuperPro, for bringing this to my attention. Anyways, that's it for NFL SuperPro number 1 from October 1991. All right. Would you read the next issue of this?
No. I have no desire to read this. However, like I said, it's not like it's badly written. It's not.
Yeah.
There's a story and it's coherent. It's just I don't care. I don't know football. I don't even know why the guy why he would not wear cleats on concrete. So obviously this is not the book for me.
I understand why he won't wear cleats on concrete.
Yes.
However, he should have boots with cleats in them to be available.
Right? Like a button?
Yeah, like you're like, oh man, cleat time.
Yeah. That would make sense.
But you know what? I'm probably not going to read another issue of this.
No.
However, I didn't hate this.
No, I didn't hate it. It wasn't terrible. No.
I didn't dislike it.
No.
I don't want to ever see it again.
No, I don't want to read it again. But I didn't outright hate it.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
I didn't want to light it on fire or anything.
No, it's not offensive.
No.
There's some stuff that's offensive and, whatever.
Upsetting.
But upsetting.
It is none of those things.
No. And it's not that boring.
No.
There's just fighting.
There's action.
He's being super pro.
Spider-Man is pointless in this book.
Spider-Man's just literally in there to take a picture.
Yeah. Because him and SuperPro actually don't interact.
Do they not?
No.
They see each other.
Yeah, Spider-Man just watches him from afar, but I don't think SuperPro ever talks to him. So,
well, that's it for this week's show.
Yep.
Thanks for listening, folks, and thank you for supporting our podcast. You can find myself on Twitter at Angry Hero Shawn. SHAWN is how you spell Shawn. You can also find me on Instagram at Angry Hero Shawn. And my Tumblr is theangryhero.tumblr.com.
And I'm at Jen Stansfield on Twitter and Instagram, jenstansfield.tumblr.com, and jenstansfield.wordpress.com.
And please support the podcast on iTunes. You can leave a review. You could give us a rating. Give us 5 stars if you think we deserve it. You can also just share the link. Tell a friend. That's how it builds us up in the ratings. That's how it gets us out there. And we could really use that. So we do appreciate you guys checking us out. And thank you again. I have to say thank you again to Nick.
Yes, thank you, Nick.
Nick Jones.
For sending this.
Laneit360 on Twitter.
Yep.
He provided us with this book.
Yes, so thank you.
He's a super pro in our hearts.
Yes, indeed.
And he provided us with this. So you can thank him for the fun times you had with us this week. All right, so just go ahead and check us out on iTunes, SideshowNetwork.tv, of course, too. You can get all the information there about the podcast network. And that's it for this week. We'll talk to you again next time.
Bye.